Hello everybody, this is Llodg, and today I really wanted to talk about 5 RPGs that are on my backlog for me to play in the future. Honestly, my backlog is like way too long. Every day I almost feel like there's new games that I potentially want to play, and I'm pretty slow at playing games, so it's just grown exponentially. But today I wanted to sit down and talk about 5 games that I really do want to play, and the first one, Xenosaga. I really wish Bandai Namco would re-release this game. It really deserves it, because it's been so many years, and the games are pretty hard to come by legitimately. But with Xenoblade doing so well, you would almost think it'd be a no-brainer for these games to be re-released. Especially with Cosmos being in Xenoblade 2, it's almost like a shoo-in for this game potentially being pretty well received. I mean, we've even gotten Baten Kaitos on the Switch. Why not Xenosaga? But I really do want to play this game, not only because I love the Xenoblade games, but also because I love Xenogears. So to have this middle trilogy between them, I just really want to play all the Xeno games. I've played like a little bit of the first one, but I really do need to just like sit down and play through it all, see if it's good. I've heard 3 is really good in particular. 2, I don't know, that one may be a little hard. And for the next game I want to talk about, it's Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which I know may be a kind of a weird pick. I know the story for this is not very good. I played the demo back in like 2022 or whenever it came out, and the story itself, I was not like grabbed by it. But the gameplay from what I remember was really fun. And the idea of it having like all these classes like Final Fantasy 3 or 5 is really interesting to me, and like being able to switch it up. And I think it's kind of cool that it is like an isekai where you have people from the real world into the Final Fantasy world, especially with it being Final Fantasy 1. I think it's cool. And Neo 3 being released, it's made me like remember, oh yeah, Team Ninja has all these other games other than Ninja Gaiden I should probably check out. Maybe I just want like a really fun Souls-like game that I'm like okay at, because I'm not really good at Souls-like games. I was able to beat the demo for Stranger of Paradise, so I can probably beat the whole game if I'm good enough. Yeah, I don't know, this game for some reason has always like had a pull to me. Maybe it's just like visually I like how it looks. But I also want to see this franchise kind of grow in the future. And I also want to put in Final Fantasy XII right in the spot, because for some reason I really want to play Final Fantasy XII. No idea why. I'll probably try to play Stranger of Paradise first, but Final Fantasy XII, something about it, really draws me into that world. And I don't know why. Maybe the gameplay just looks kind of similar to Xenoblade to me. But Final Fantasy XII is probably going to be the next mainline Final Fantasy game I play, since I just beat 4. And another really well-beloved RPG series that I need to play more of is the Trails series. And the next Trails game I really want to play is Trails from Zero. I've heard that these 2 games, like this duology, is really good. Since I loved the other few Trails games I've played, I have a feeling I'll love this one as well. The only issue that is stopping me from playing this game is that I really need to finish playing Trails in the Sky the Third. I don't know why, I just got like super burnt out on this game. Maybe it's because I've played the 2 other Trails games and the gameplay and everything is super similar, even though the third is very different compared to the other ones in terms of like setting and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe I just got like burnt out. Maybe I'm like all the doors where I have to just kind of like watch cutscenes. It isn't really making me want to go back and finish this game, even though I loved the previous 2 games. And maybe that just tells me I just need to play Trails from Zero and then go back to it. But I don't know. Trails from Zero just kind of looks really interesting to me, to where I do want to play it very soon. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, the Trails series just has so many games that I really do need to like sit down and finish them. Because the longer I wait, the longer of a backlog I'll have. I mean, we were already getting remakes of the ones I've already played. So I'm like, I'm starting from zero. I'm making negative progress. But yeah, Trails from Zero is a game that I really do want to play in the future. And the next game is a game that I am surprised I haven't sat down and beat, since I loved the one that came, I guess technically after it. The remake of Nier Replicant. Because I did really like Nier Automata, and Nier Replicant, also pretty well beloved. I know gameplay wise, it's a little bit different. It's not as like in-depth, since Platinum Games didn't really work on it. But I still really want to play this game. I'd love to see the Nier series get more entries in it. I know it got like a mobile game, but that got shut down. If I finish Nier Replicant, then I've caught up with the Nier series, I just have to wait for Square Enix to either port the Draken series or make new ones, which we'll see if that happens. But yeah, I really do want to play this game. I think it looks really cool. The story is probably the best part about it, and I just really do want to experience that. I want to be able to know what people are talking about when they talk about this game. I want to see if I like Nier Automata better or if I like Replicant better. And I also want to see if there's any like references in Automata about Replicant, because I always think that is very interesting, and it may make me want to replay Automata in the future, but we'll see. I played like the intro to Replicant, and then I thought it was like pretty interesting, but then of course I dropped it for whatever reason, so I'll probably need to restart it. And for the final game that I want to talk about, it's going to be Persona 1, and I'm also going to throw in the two games here. I think it's still when Persona was like under the branding of SMT, but I really do want to play these games because I've played the more modern ones like 3 through 5, and I'd love to see how the series started. I have them on my Vita, to where it is easy for me to play them. I just need to sit down and do it. And I'm a little worried about playing them because what if they're very different to where it's hard for me to get into them, even though I love the Persona series. But I think it'll be fine. I mean, it's an RPG, and it doesn't seem like they're getting remakes anytime soon. I would like them to get remakes more similar to the newer entries, but I still want to see how these games are different just from like a game development standpoint and like game design standpoint. I think it's always really interesting we can see how games evolve. I really want to see why these games are so beloved. You always have people talking about how much they love the first games, even though the newer games are much more popular. And you know, people are always like, where's Persona 1 and 2? We got re-releases of 3 through 5, but 1 and 2 are kind of left in the dust. But yeah, those are about 5 games I want to play in the future to get them off my backlog. Even though it's all RPGs, I still think that all these games are pretty different from each other, which I think is good, because then it'll mean that I won't get tired of them. Let me know what games you have on your backlog, which ones you really want to play through, and let me know what you think about my list, if you think I should skip a game or not. And I hope you enjoyed the video, have a good day, and goodbye.